We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, whoa! Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers.
Okay, you ready? Open wide!
Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com. And most importantly, friends, SidescrollersPlus.com. What's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Hi. Happy Thursday? It is Thursday. Yes. Right? It is Thursday.
Yes.
Thank you, Blabs. It is Thursday. Yes, good to see everybody. Hopefully you're doing great. My name is Stuttering Craig. Yes, kind of crazy-ass news to start the show. We're going to get to that right off the bat, which has me a little frazzled. Speaking of frazzled, hi, Blabs.
Why am I frazzled? Anyway, hi everybody, happy Thursday. I actually too had to take a double take today. I'm like, what day is it? Kind of like Robin Williams and Jumanji, like what year is it? What day is it? That was me this morning.
You said why call you frazzled? The same reason why you have your hat on. I guarantee.
Oh, well, I actually have a good reason for that. The bugs really love my hair. They like to fly in it. So when I went to get the mail this morning, I put a hat on so they wouldn't fly in my hair, and I kind of just left it there. I was like, you know what? It looks like I'm going on an adventure, so I want to keep it on. So yeah.
You look like you are going on a safari right now, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you for that. Hey, speaking of flowing locks, bringing them back for the first time in a long time, it's our brother from another mother, straight out of Brazil, Dan Vasc. Hello, Dan.
How's it going, guys? I'm
Let's
Dan
go.
Vasc from Brazil, and I don't know what the word frazzle means.
Oh, frazzle just means like zzz, that's all.
Zzz.
Just ooh, it's kind of all over the place. That's kind of what frazzle. If frazzled had a definition, it would just be. So,
Makes sense.
Yeah. How are you, man? It's great to see you. I feel like it's been months.
Yeah, man, it's been a while. Look what I got just a couple days ago. I'm very curious if Blabs knows what this is.
It looks like a giant, like, floppy disk reader.
Well,
did I get
it? Close. It's
there you go.
It's the Super Nintendo Junior.
Wait, they made a Junior?
This is a Super Nintendo that was released in '97.
Mm-hmm.
It's the second model of the Super Nintendo, at least here in the West, on the Americas. And it's crazy. I was thinking about this the other day because nowadays, when a new system is released, now the games released for the previous system are just washed down versions of the current ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just washed down ports. But for this system, 97, after the Nintendo 64 was already released, we got Super Mario RPG, Donkey Kong Country 3. I mean, they still kept making exclusive games.
They made
for
bangers,
the Super
man.
Nintendo after the Nintendo 64 was out.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's excellent time, man. That bleed, that gray area right there between consoles. Now it's just like the console ends, and that's it. And we're gonna move on to the next one. Right?
Exactly.
When Blabs said that looked like a floppy disk holder, Phoenix is going to be in the background today. It just twisting and tweaking. You won't be on the show, but I do have a request for you, Phoenix. Phoenix, can the audience hear you?
They should be able to hear me.
Okay, so
He's
Phoenix,
like our conscience.
Can you pull up? Can you pull up my screen, please? Because this is what we need to be able to pull up whenever Blab says something like that,
yeah.
please.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up, silly woman.
Oh, that's a new one.
So mean.
He added an O in the beginning. Oh, shut up.
Yeah. I really like the one where he goes, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. I like that one the most.
Yeah.
The theme song that was created out of that was spectacular.
Wait, they made a song out of that?
Oh my God. Just find it on X. Just search they don't know what the fuck they're doing and then song and you'll find it and then pull it up and we'll laugh to it. It's phenomenal. Anyways, Look, big show today, guys. Obviously, Dan with us today, but we had some breaking news right at the bat. Hulk Hogan is dead, which is something that I didn't think I would ever say, which is really weird. We are going to dive into the life, legacy, and controversies around Hulk Hogan in just a few minutes. If you would like to use the show as a way to send condolences to the Hulkster, by all means, hey, now's your time to grieve. This is a tough one, man, for a lot of folks. This is people's childhood. Dan, I'm sure you have some sort of parasocial relationship with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, for sure. Wrestling was never too big here in Brazil, but he transcended that. He transcended wrestling. Like everybody remembers him here with Rocky 3 and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, that serves to tell you the size of the legacy of that guy. It's like we don't even have wrestling here, so and we still know him. Yeah. So that says something.
This has hit a lot of people in the feels really quick this morning. Yeah. Dead at 71. Like I said, we're going to dig into that today. We're going to dig into this payment processors. They're putting their thumb down on entertainment right now, and they are doing their best to control what you can and cannot buy, which is just silly. So look, we have a big show. I don't know where we're going to go with it, but do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button. Obviously, subscribe if you're new. You can find us Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time, here on YouTube, on Rumble, over on Kick, over on Twitch again, and of course, over at Side Scrollers Plus, which, speaking of Side Scrollers Plus, yesterday, Dan, you are a fan of the retro games.
Absolutely. Glad you noticed.
Yes, I know you love yourself some retro games. Now, Blabs not good at the retro stuff.
Nope.
So we thought to ourselves, yeah, Blabs horrible. So we have an entire series called Blabs Versus. And yesterday we had Blabs play exclusively on Side Scrollers Plus for the first time F-Zero.
No.
Does she die?
I think she's gonna get it.
Get your energy.
I'm hitting it. What are you doing? Get out of the way!
No, Blabs, no!
How is that possible?
I don't know. It just started veering left. I guess I lost control, man.
You don't lose control in this game.
Well, clearly you can.
So yesterday, yeah.
Hey, it's not F-099. It's actual F-Zero. I respect that.
Yes, it was the OG, right? So you can watch the full episode over on Side Scrollers Plus right now. Use promo code $1 to get access to the entire platform for your first month for just $1. Check it out over there right now. SidescrollersPlus.com. Use promo code $1. Open up a new window. It's the best way to support the show. You get access to all this good stuff. Us, our partners, all of our shows, our special events. King of the Couch. We got a new one we're going to be announcing here coming up in August. Can't wait to share with you guys all the good things we got going on over there. It's the best way to support the show. And that promo code through the end of the month, make sure you use it. It will go away. Just to get you know. Promo code $1 over at SidescrollersPlus.com. So, Dan, you a big fan of F-Zero?
Oh, absolutely. I think I beat it on Expert last year. I'm constantly going back to it.
You beat F-Zero on Expert?
Yeah. It's not that hard. It's just a matter of getting used to the
man. Just be good. Skill death.
No, most of those retro games is pattern recognition. That's all that it is.
Yeah.
That's why people compare the Souls clones so much to retro games, because it's all about good old pattern recognition. It's you spend enough time with it, you get good.
That's true. It is about getting good and the pattern recognition aspect of it. You are a pattern master, Dan.
Pattern master.
Dan, the pattern master.
The pattern master. Thank you.
You got it, buddy. You got it. We listen. We haven't announced this yet, but next month I'm going to be doing the first episode of the Video Game Vault podcast, and Eric is going to be joining us. We're going to be talking about Mega Man. It's going to be really, really great. So once Dan is done with all of his side projects and stuff, Dan, you have an open invite to be on any Video Game Vault podcast episode. So just heads up. So
absolutely, man. I'm very honored because this is kind of historical. Bringing that back. history,
modifying
Internet
it.
history.
Yeah, man, modifying it for 2025. You know, and it'll be
For
it'll be
modern
really...
audiences.
Well, no, modern. Yes, we're modern. We are modernizing the video game vault for the modern audience. That's right. You know what's funny, Dan? Just as you know, you followed my career at Screw Attack early on. Do you want to feel really old?
Oh, always.
Okay. So when I was doing episodes for the Video Game Vault, which for those who don't know, Video Game Vault was a classic series I did for Screw Attack from like 2006 to 2013ish. And they were meant to be, I called them video game oh yeahs, right? You'd watch it and they were short. They were like 90 seconds to maybe 2.5 minute videos that were retrospectives about these games. They're about personal memories and things. And when you watch them, you go, oh yeah, I remember that game.
Oh yeah.
Right? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Right. Anyways, when I was doing that series, I was talking about games that were older, that are younger than games that were released at that time now. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. I do that kind of math all the time, man. Did you know that the Xbox 360 and the PS3 are like, in case of the Xbox 360, the Xbox 360 is older than the Super Nintendo was when the 360 was released.
So I was working out this morning and I was watching Road Trip while I was working out. And in it, there's a guy who wears an Atari shirt. And I remember thinking that and being like, oh man, what an old head. You know, he's so old. How retro. And so like 1975. So and put that in perspective, that was the year 2000 for right now. That'd be if somebody was wearing, it'd be if someone's like wearing like a PlayStation 2 shirt. It's like, ugh.
Yeah, absolutely. Bro, I bought the collection on, I think it was on Series X that I bought it. The Atari 50 is pretty cool. And it's like, when I saw that, why Atari 50? You know, oh shit, Atari's 50 years old.
Yep. Yeah.
My
and by
goodness.
the way, really good collection. Really
Yeah,
good collection.
it's like a documentary / you watch the documentary and you play the games as you watch. It's awesome.
Very, very fun. Very, very fun.
Awesome.
All right. Well, look, we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History, which is always fun and exciting. So, Blabs, please fill us in on the games that were released today.
Okay, so July 24th. Let's see if anyone appreciates this list. Crazy Taxi 3 High Roller was released in 2002. We have RoboCop releasing back in 2003, and I guess this one's for Craig, even though he doesn't really give a shit. Mega Man X Legacy Collection releasing back in 2018.
I own it. Yeah, I own Legacy Collection 1 and 2. Yeah. All right. Well, okay, I'll tell you this. Today's list was kind of a dud because you didn't have a whole lot to choose from, if I'm being totally honest with you.
So I did good then.
Yeah. So some, I'd say some noticeable games that you missed today. But so Dan, why don't you take a glance at some of these games that, I mean, Shining Soul 2, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Guitar Hero Encore.
Ant Bully.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Fishing Master World Tour, I was really close to putting that one in there, but I thought maybe RoboCop would do better.
Samurai Showdown Anthology.
Yeah,
that's
it's a
interesting
collection right there.
Yeah, a bunch of collections.
Yeah, not really anything big, I would say, that were released today. And so, anyways, yeah, there you go, Blabs. You get a C+ just because
I get a mid-star.
Yeah, mid-star. It's like halfway there. Like in the you know, in honor of Hulk Hogan, you get his matches, which were like 2.5 to 3 stars, right? You got a 5, which is good.
All right.
All right. Yes, the big news obviously is Hulk Hogan is dead today. We're going to be getting into that story in just a minute. But first, Mercenary coming in says, wait, the Hulkamania is gone? Not Hogan. Yeah, man. Rough stuff. Commodore fan came in with a 5, says, rip Hulk and prayers for Buff Bagwell, who just had his leg cut off at the knee from bad surgeries after a DUI crash a few years back. He found Jesus also. Did you hear about that, Dan? Do you know who Buff Bagwell is?
I don't know who this gentleman is.
Buff Bagwell? Yeah, man. Dude, he was buff and he was the stuff. He wrestled for WCW. That was his gimmick. He was a big bad booty daddy. Here you go. Share my screen. Here's Buff Bagwell in like the late 90s. Anyways, he got real into the drugs and the pills and stuff, and apparently he ran into like a bathroom like 5 years ago, and he had a super infected leg, and he He had to get it cut off like a couple weeks ago. So,
And he found
rough
Jesus.
stuff. He did. He found Jesus. That's
Well,
right, which is
it's a lag for Jesus.
it's a sacrifice.
Yeah.
Here's my right leg.
Good for him.
Yes, my wife. Yes,
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 my
my
wife.
This is how big the news is. My
Yeah.
wife came in and she goes, "Did you see Hulk Hogan died?" Well, I'm in the middle of talking about it on the show. Yes, Hulk Hogan is dead, honey.
Hi.
Blab says hi. Dan,
Hi.
Dan Bass says hi too. Thank you, honey. Thanks for sharing. hit the breaking news sounder, Phoenix. You know it's a big deal when my wife comes in to share news, and Hulk Hogan has indeed passed away. You guys are throwing in your condolences here over on the chat. Risk Video says, "I can't believe we lost Hulkamania too. What a week, man." Yeah, well, Hulkamania never dies. We understand that. Worthy One says, "What's up, scrollers? What's up, Dan? What's up, normal men? Hope everyone's doing well. Just dropping by. Still handling business in the real world." Yeah, good stuff, Worthy One. Great to see you. Graham came in with the $20 super. Says, "Leaving for holiday tomorrow for a week, but it also marks 4 months sober. Let's go!" And on the right side of the grass, seeing Ozzy and Hulk pass is a reminder of how precious life is. Keep on keeping on, meatbags. Montez. Dan, do you know what Montez is?
It's that meme with the chick falling, the chick being thrown. Yeah.
Watch out. We're going to hit our Montez goal today for Dan Vask, which is going to be great. Lord and Distinguished came in with the 10, says, "Throw your favorite Hulk Hogan moment in the chat." Yeah, great stuff. Please, by all means, throw it out there. Was it WrestleMania with Andre? Was it him being in The Nanny? I don't know if you ever saw that movie. Did you ever see The Nanny?
I saw it. Yeah. It was big here, that one.
I love that The Nanny was big in Brazil.
Yeah, it was.
Derek says, "Dan, had my girlfriend listen to your Amazing Grace cover on the 4th of July and turned her into a fan of yours. She loved you even more when I told her you're based."
Nice. Hell yeah. Thanks for letting me know that. That's awesome.
Let's go. Mercenary says, "Thank you, Blabs. This helps. Craig is fired for that. Thank you."
I think it's Craig.
Okay.
Craig.
Thanks, Mercenary.
New names. I do have a plus tip I gotta get to.
Please.
Luigi for Two says, "Hello, normal and noble." Wow, man. Will you, Craig, finally discuss with Dan about that podcast you mentioned early this year after he ghosted you for like 6 months? I have a meeting. Gotta go. Cheers, everyone. He just leaves.
Dan's here.
Man, I have a huge problem with my Twitter DMs. It's really bad.
It's okay. It's okay. It's all love. The most important thing is that you're here now, Dan. You're back home, and I can nestle you in our side scroller's bosom.
Here's a virtual embrace.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate that. That's good. Yanks fan says, "Can't believe Hogan. I can't believe Hogan was the third man again." Oh, that's a deep cut. We'll get to that in a little bit as well. Ruddy says, "Blabs generations, kids will see Hogan as a celebrity who died on the internet today, but his cultural significance can't be understated. He was to wrestling what Michael Jackson was to music."
I'm not a kid, just saying. But a lot of guy friends that are my age are actually pretty upset about this because they're big wrestling fans. So you have been bamboozled and debunked in one sentence.
Ilja came in and says, "Don't know if Dan knows Golden Earring, rocker band from Holland. The singer guitarist also died at 77 today."
No, gotta check that out. Gotta check it out. Interesting.
Jester Roanoke says, "Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre is stuff of legends."
Andre the Giant?
Yep, Andre the Giant. Yep,
Wow.
pretty classic. I don't know if you guys can hear this. My phone is blowing up. My watch is tied to my text. My family is going crazy texting about Hulk Hogan. Like, it is boom, 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 boom over here. It's stupid.
Have you tried mute?
I don't know how to mute my watch. I got an Apple Watch. It's tied to my.
Don't you just like slide down and go boop? Isn't that what you guys do with your Apple ecosystem?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I have the watch. I got it for
What is technology?
track my heart rate.
I have one of those smart watches that I just wanted for that, and I turned off everything else. Like, I don't want messages on my watch. What a nightmare.
A nightmare. Mighty Megatron says, Craig, do you remember No Holds Barred with Hulk? It has Zeus, aka Debo from Friday. I do. Yeah. Raptor Curtis says, I don't think Iron Sheik would agree with you, Craig. I'm sure he'd say, fuck the Hulk Hogan. Yes, he would. Stahl says, train, say your prayers, take your vitamins, be true to yourself, true to your country, and be a real American. That sitting guy came and says, Dan should sing the intro song to the 80s Mask cartoon. Rip Hulkster.
Don't think we had that one here.
You should sing the Hulk Hogan song, man. That'd be great. You should get that
What
out
is the
today.
Hulk Hogan song? I just told you we don't have wrestling.
You know it if you heard it.
Don't look at me as if I were Blabs. I'm Brazilian. It's different.
But it's Hulk Hogan. I am a real American.
Oh, that's Hulk Hogan's song?
Fight for the rights of every man. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I thought that was just a patriotic song. Not
No,
Hulk Hogan's
well, it
song.
is. It is.
No,
though.
it is. But I thought it was only that.
Well, I mean, it is the most patriotic song outside of God Bless America and the national anthem. You know, it's that. And
I gotta
the
be
Hulk Hogan
honest, John Denver Country Road is pretty goddamn patriotic.
No, that's just about West Virginia. This is
What
about
do you
Hulk
mean?
Hogan.
That's just the country roads of the USA. It's glorious.
No, the country road hits you in the feels, right?
Yeah, it's patriotic.
But Hulk Hogan is all about tanks and explosions and playing guitars and eating fast food and vitamins. That's what it's about.
Fast food and vitamins.
Fucking America. Let's go. That's right. Dan says,
Flintstone vitamins.
oh, man, let's go. Dan says, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. I remember first meeting him at the Fan Expo convention. I had a friend who was a fan. He wanted to see him, but he got sick, so ended up getting him an autograph from him. That's awesome. Good stuff, Dan.
Do we know the cause of death?
We will get to that very shortly.
Okay.
William says, Hogan having to testify that he didn't have a 10-inch wiener is my favorite memory. Yeah, we'll get to the controversies as well. Tommy says, Hulk Hogan was a true American hero. Rest in peace, brother. And McLeod says, has anyone heard from Booker T? Yeah, that's more of that fun stuff. And Delta came in and says, had no idea Blabs or Phoenix has Streamlabs access, so just wanted to say if I ever have a daughter, her name will be Aquafina. Keep on fighting censorship. Craig?
Okay, so that's like a segment from yesterday where we talked about really weird names because there was a child born last week named Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
Literally.
really?
So yeah, so we were talking about really weird names and like YouTube names and celebrity names that they named their children the weirdest shit, like Apple, and then
Yeah.
and like Elon Musk's child. No one can pronounce that.
Oh, yeah.
Z or X, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Look, we have a lot to get to today. So let's get into it, friends. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for hard news. All right. As we've discussed for multiple minutes early here, the big breaking news today is that Hulk Hogan, at the age of 71 years old, has died. This is courtesy of TMZ Sports, as they broke the news this morning. Hulk Hogan dead at 71. We'll just kind of read the article, and then we'll get your reactions to this, Dan, as we go. Wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has died at 71 years old. Medics were dispatched to the WWE Icon's Clearwater, Florida home early Thursday morning, with operators stating that it was regarding a cardiac arrest. So heart attack last night. We're told a slew of police cars and EMTs were parked outside Hogan's home, and he was carried on a stretcher into an ambulance. Cops tell us officials, responded at the call at 9:51 a.m. So this just happened right before we went live. And Hogan was treated by Clearwater Fire and Rescue personnel before taken to a nearby hospital. He was pronounced dead at the hospital. Police will provide additional details at a press conference later on Thursday.
That's crazy, man. The news went out fast. Sometimes the family tries to, postpone the spreading of the news, that sort of stuff, but it just happened.
Yeah, really quickly. Just a few weeks ago, Hogan's wife, Sky, who he married in September 2023, denied rumors that he was in a coma, stating that he was, quote, strong as he recovered from surgeries. We broke the story. It says that we broke the story last month. There were rumblings Hogan was on his, quote, deathbed, but we were told at the time he was just dealing with symptoms of neck procedure he underwent in May. Hulk transformed professional wrestling into a family entertainment sport. Before Hulk, wrestling catered to a very narrow audience. Hulk's theatrics in the ring were magnetic for children and parents, and it supercharged the sport. Hogan kickstarted the pop culture phenomenon with Hulkamania after defeating the Iron Sheik for the World Heavyweight Championship in 1994. A craze, this is the best statement here, a craze that never went away. I think that's very, very true here. Hulkamania still going today, man. If they were like on Raw or SmackDown or whatever WWE programming chooses to celebrate Hulk Hogan, which they should and they will, because if they don't, it's just a travesty. But whenever they play his music, the crowd will go fucking bonkers for him. It's going to be nuts. So he changed wrestling. He changed entertainment. I mean, Dan, you said it yourself. There are a few people that, down in Brazil, you said there was no wrestling, and he transcended entertainment down there.
Absolutely. And tell me a little bit more about his wrestling stuff. So from what I'm gathering by reading this, like he created that sort of theatrical feel that we know wrestling for today.
So Hulk Hogan,
right?
Yes. I would say, okay. So Hulk Hogan was handpicked. This is the way I understand it. He was handpicked by Vince McMahon to be his guy. And he was going to be the guy who took the torch and rolled with it. Now, the big thing with Hulk Hogan and why he was so influential to wrestling and entertainment as a whole was not just that he was the guy for the WWF at the time, but Hulk Hogan would go into territories with Vince McMahon, and he was instrumental in more or less ending the territory system in wrestling. Are you familiar with what the territory system was? Dan?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so imagine a map of the United States, right? And all throughout the United States, there are different independent federations that are all throughout the United States. There's one in Florida, there's one in Texas, there's one in Alabama, there's one in New York in the Northeast, there's one in Seattle, there's one in whatever, right? And they all kind of operated independently, and they all had their own champion. Well, Vince McMahon, and the genius of him was he wanted to create a global entity. So he would go in and ultimately more or less buy out these entities, and Hulk Hogan was his main star to them being able to go in and do it. He was the main star of WWF, which ultimately made him the biggest star in wrestling. And he really kind of pioneered the kind of cartoony nature that you saw in the 80s of these like over-the-top characters, these superhero characters that, prior to that, they were just kind of dudes who wrestled, and but he kind of pioneered the big over-the-top character, say your prayers, eat your vitamins, say your prayers. His leg drop was iconic, which ironically, in that article we were talking about his him having surgeries, his finisher was a leg drop where he'd come down and he'd drop his leg over somebody's chest or neck, right? Are you familiar with his leg drop?
No, I'm not.
Okay. So you know that. Okay, this is awesome because Hulk Hogan, but you legit have no idea like his wrestling.
No, about his wrestling career.
Yeah.
I know nothing about it. It's it's from the other stuff that I know him, his movies, that sort of stuff. As a culture, as a pop culture icon, I don't know his origins. So
here was his leg drop. Let me see if I can play this without getting flagged here. But this was his leg drop. This was pretty standard. And this was a major moment right here. So he'd come down and he'd drop the leg and he would hit people with it. And that was like, this moment in particular was really important because up to this point, Hulk Hogan had always been a good guy, always. And he was like the John Cena of wrestling at the time. And he was always a good guy. But at Bash of the Beach in like 1996 or 1997, whenever it was, he came down and you hear him, the reference to Hogan being the third man. Have you ever heard that reference before, Dan?
I heard it from you just a couple minutes ago.
Okay. So
what do you mean by that?
Okay. Do you know the NWO storyline? Do you know what the NWO is?
No, I know nothing about it.
Okay. I love this.
I'm really a beginner in that sort of stuff.
Dude, I love this. I love that you have no idea. Okay. So the NWO was one of the biggest factions of wrestlers at the time, really ever, right? You see people wearing these NWO shirts today. It is massive. So leading up in the storyline, there were two wrestlers, Scott Hall and Kevin Nash. And they had recently come over to WCW, which was a competitor of WWF at the time. And they had come over and they were talking about at this big pay-per-view event, there's going to be a third man, but they didn't tell anybody who it was. And Hulk Hogan had been on a break for a long time, like 6 months, and nobody had heard from him. And Hulk Hogan came out and everyone thought he was going to come help the good guys, but he turned heel or turned to a bad guy. And that's what helped create the NWO with this group of former WWF people in WCW, because Hogan was also a former WWF guy. And they turned in to be like, they were like the cool anti-hero, the cool bad guys that everybody loved to hate. It was awesome. And
that's awesome, man. It's like a Street Fighter story or something like that.
Right.
Like you have complicated plots, you have signature moves for each character.
Yes.
That's awesome.
1000%. And for people like me who grew up in the 90s, like I was there and I rode that entire train, the entire train of that storyline and stuff. And so Hulk was like peak good guy. He was also peak bad guy. At one point, there was a match with him and The Rock where it was an icon versus icon match. And you obviously know The Rock. The Rock, right? Another guy who's transcended wrestling. They had a match at WrestleMania where the plan was for Hulk to be the bad guy and Rock to be the good guy. And the crowd was so into it that they actually flipped it mid-script. So Rock became the bad guy and Hulk became the good guy. And because they kind of listened to the crowd and stuff, it's like this iconic moment in wrestling.
So they do have some independent agency right there at the moment.
The Rock and Hulk Hogan do.
Okay, those guys.
Yes, yeah. They do. And they listened, and it's like this iconic moment. The crowd was electric. It was up in Toronto, great wrestling crowd. It was really, really fun. So that's just the wrestling aspect of this, right? He was, obviously say your prayers, eat your vitamins. That was his whole shtick in the 80s. And then he turned into a bad guy in the 90s. And then he was always just kind of there in the background. He'd appear occasionally on WWE television. And most of the time he was cheered. There was obviously a lot of controversy around it. Blabs, you talked about steroids and stuff. He was heavily linked to steroids. And he was, going to go on trial for the steroid trial in the 80s.
Heart issues are very common for steroid users.
Yeah. And when you look at Blabs, see if you can find a list of wrestlers from the 80s who have now passed away, because making it to 71 as a wrestler is like honestly spectacular, because the abuse that they put their body through.
Really?
Oh yeah. I mean,
so I already got a little bit of a list. Thanks
Sure.
to Google AI overview. We have David Von Erich, Bruiser Brody, Adrian Adonis, Brian Pillman. Does that ring a bell to you guys?
Yeah. So to me, it does. So Bruiser Brody was killed. Pillman, so all these, but the big thing with a lot of wrestlers of that era of like, Hulk Hogan started in the 70s and really popped off in the 80s, but wrestling wasn't like it was today, right? Everybody knows that wrestling is quote unquote fake, right? Everyone knows it's a story. Everyone knows that there's twists and turns. The good guy's going to win. The bad guy's going to win. People get hurt, but they're not trying to hurt each other, right? In the 70s and 80s, nobody knew this. It was just like, wow, these guys are getting in the ring and beating the hell out of each other. And it looked considerably more real than it did today. And honestly, it was more real because there were times where wrestlers who were just breaking in, they would literally go into these training camps and get the shit kicked out of them. And it was like a test of honor, test of might almost, if I can bring it back to video games, where they would, like Hulk Hogan tells a story where he had his leg broken and he was out for like 6 months when he went into for training, and he had his leg broken. And they were like, if you really want it, come back, right? And then he had to come back like 6 months later after his leg had healed. And yeah, it was really fucking crazy. So yeah, I mean, this is a big deal to a lot of people. People are reacting online to this. This is just a quick overview from his Wikipedia page. You can see, this is him several years ago here, but huge, started in 1977, went huge and got big in the 80s, early 80s, but was way more than wrestling. He was like the first big guy to transcend wrestling. I remember him being on a show called Thunder in Paradise, which was a really big show. I don't know, Dan, if you ever saw Thunder in Paradise.
Sounds familiar. Yeah,
it was a show where it was more or less Knight Rider on speedboats, which Knight Rider was an awesome show. Then it was more or less just a go around and solve crimes on a boat. But like, look, by the way, everything I'm scrolling through here, this is just his wrestling career. Like I've been scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Like we're here. This is nuts. And the fact
what a legacy, man.
It was huge. Went down, did some small stuff after he went to TNA, which was a competitor. Now look, there's a lot of really positive things you can say about Hulk Hogan. There's also a lot of negative things you can say about Hulk Hogan, right? And we could kind of, I hate doing like the dance on the grave thing, but I'll just say like a lot of wrestlers had a lot of issues with Hulk Hogan because he was a very smart business person. Built into his contracts, he had what was called creative control. And if he didn't want to lose, he didn't lose. If he didn't like the way the story went, he didn't have to go with it. And that was built into his contract. So Hulk Hogan he knew he was Hulk Hogan, which I think that's one thing that a lot of people don't quite understand, is that he knew his value. And he wrenched that value. I mean, he was very, very wealthy because of the work that he did. And he'd go to different promotions and make his money, and then he'd get out. I mean, once again, I'm by the way, go back to the page. I'm still scrolling here. I've been scrolling this entire time. This is all his wrestling stuff. We haven't even got to other stuff. This is nuts. So this is in 2008. His net worth was around $30 million. But he lived a lavish lifestyle, and he had a big divorce. He had a show called Hogan's Knows Best, where that's where you got to know his family. It was big during the reality side of it. So like, there's a lot going on here, man. He was big time. You can see all of his stuff. He was, Dan, you'd know him from these movies here.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I rented a lot of those in the 90s.
Yeah. Did you ever see Suburban Commando?
No, not this one. 91.
Yeah, this was really bad. It was really bad.
Oh, really? It's a bad one.
I watched it. I watched it probably 6 months ago. It's bad, really bad. But most people will know him from Rocky 3, where he was Thunder Lips. You mentioned that, Dan. You saw Rocky 3, yeah?
Thunder Lips. Yeah, but I think the first movie I watched from him was that Nanny one. What is it called? Mr. Nanny?
Oh, yeah, Mr. Nanny. Yeah,
Nanny?
Absolutely. Yes, yeah. Let me see if I can find the I think I deleted it. Let me refresh it real quick. But yes, Mr. Nanny was big in the 80s. Let's see if we can find it real fast. He was in Robot Chicken. He was in all sorts of things. All the WWE stuff.
It was the first movie. I don't know if that came before Kindergarten Cop, but it was the first movie that I saw with that little thing of a huge manly man has to deal with children, right?
Yeah,
so they did that with Schwarzenegger. They did that with The Rock recently, and but that one was the first that I saw with this idea.
Yeah,
really funny.
It's kind of become this trope over the years.
Yeah, trope.
Yeah. There we go. A little bit of Mr. Nanny for you there, Dan.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Oh man, I'm gonna rewatch that in
you
honor
should.
of Hulk Hogan.
In honor of the Hulkster, go back and watch Mr. Nanny. No Holds Bar was a silly, like all of his movies were not masterpieces by any means. You know, like that's
No,
the
it's
thing
like
about
it's harmless fun, and I miss that kind of stuff, man. It seems like everything nowadays has to be Shakespeare, and it's like it's as if people were trying to do their ultimate masterpiece every time they go for doing a movie, and it's okay, just doing some harmless fun.
Chat's talking about the pacifier with Vin Diesel. That movie is a lot
Yes.
of fun, actually. I love that one.
I
That one's a good
was
one.
thinking about that one.
Yeah.
it's great. You can see his, you know, Rocky 3 was his first movie, and that really put him on the map. You know, you're in any Rocky, that was a big deal, and he beat the hell out of Stallone in that movie.
Yeah, I heard about it. Like Stallone says, like he went for real.
Yeah. And there's a scene in it where he's like, it's all, you know, I'm just putting on a show, brother, or something like, you know, really great. So yeah, it took him several years. He was big on wrestling, but he didn't really take himself too hard, you know, too seriously. Most of the time in movies, he appeared as himself, you know, Spy Hard of all things, Santa with muscles.
He was on Spy Hard. That's true. I completely forgot about that. It was a short cameo.
You ever see Santa with muscles?
Yes, a long time ago.
I love that you did that. That's great.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Long fucking time ago.
Muppets from Space over here.
Oh.
There you go. Nice. The ultimate weapon.
Bunch of cameos.
Yeah. That's great. So yeah, Hulk Hogan, man. He was in video games as well. I mean, look at all these games he was in. Obviously, all the WWE games.
Yeah.
Golly, WCW games.
A bunch of them.
One of the best wrestling games ever. WCW NWO World Tour, you know, in 1997. It's great. I forgot he was in the TNA games as well. So, but obviously, I don't know, Dan, as somebody who is aware of Hulk Hogan, does this help put things in perspective a little bit better?
Absolutely, man. It's like sports and pop culture in general were always connected. Like you had Hercules with Steve Reeves, which was a bodybuilder and made his way through bodybuilding to sports. Obviously, Arnold Schwarzenegger repeated that, and you always wonder, where did that guy came for before all of that? And it's like it's great to learn that about Hulk Hogan. It's really cool. Is there somewhere I can watch those old wrestling shows, some kind of archive or something like that?
Yeah, so you can watch it. I don't know if you have Peacock. Do you have Peacock?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can watch a lot of wrestling stuff on Peacock right here. So
interesting.
Yes. All right. Well, let's get to some reactions.
Some homework.
You should. Now, look, I would be you can't talk about Hulk Hogan without some of the controversies as well. There was he did have a look up like the Bubba the Love Sponge controversy where he was like sleeping with his wife and stuff. It was there's a lot of like really messy things. Yeah, it's no one's perfect. Hulk Hogan was not perfect by any means, but that doesn't mean he wasn't an icon to a lot of people. And I think that's, you know, everybody's flawed. Everybody is. And some are more flawed than others. Hulk Hogan, definitely a pretty flawed dude. But I think the thing that he represents was bigger than Hulk Hogan, right? He represented whether he was a piece of shit in real life or not, the character of Hulk Hogan, not necessarily Terry Bollea, is what people really admired, was the idea of Hulk Hogan, not necessarily Terry Bollea, the person. So
he has some pretty long conversations, pretty long episodes of Joe Rogan on Joe Rogan podcast. It's like, I don't know. I obviously I don't know him. I don't know Hulk Hogan personally, but it's really hard to pretend and wear a mask for like on a conversation with Joe Rogan.
Yeah, if you talking for 3 hours, it's
three
very
fucking
hard.
hours. Yeah.
Yep. Well, let's get to some reactions to folks. Yeah, I'd say, you know, one of the things that Hulk Hogan actually caught the most heat for recently when it comes to American, like the American zeitgeist in the American political world, was actually when he appeared at the Republican National Convention last year. Did you see this? Did you ever see this, Dan?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound
I actually saw this one.
Yeah. So
Hey.
and then that's just it. So he came in, and this was like one of his last big public appearances here was at the RNC.
What happened last week?
Oh, I saw this.
A shot at my hero. And they tried to kill the next president of the United States. Enough was enough. And I said, let Trumpomania run wild, brother. Let Trumpomania rule again. Let Trumpomania make America great again.
People were hyped.
Yeah,
after
man.
that.
I actually saw that live. It was awesome. It was freaking awesome.
Blabs about here ready to run through a wall after that. She's like, yeah, let's go.
I don't think so. I'm contained. Thank you.
Well, you look like you were hyped.
No,
There'll be
really.
a lot of weirdos like celebrating his death, man. Because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm actually
sure.
I'm gonna call out Mercenary here because he was all so happy and giddy that Ozzy died, but now he's like, oh no, Hulk died. It's like, what a contrarian. Anyway, it's fine.
Well, no, I mean that's the thing is everybody means something to.
Yeah, but it's just weird wishing death on someone and being happy that someone dies. I don't know. You never met this person and you're like, yes, he's dead. It's like, okay.
But Blabs, it's not about him. It's not about meeting him. It's about what he represented, right? Like the idea of like Terry Bollea was a dude. Hulk Hogan was larger than life, right? And Hulk Hogan represented, the say your prayers, eat your vitamins, do good in school, do all these positive things. The Hulk Hogan character was a positive role model, right? Ozzy Osbourne, for a lot of people was seen as, regardless of if he found faith or whatever it is at the end of his life, he was seen as this like bad influence on people just from whatever. So it really just comes down to your
even though
drugs,
Hulk Hogan also
tons of reasons.
did the drugs with the steroids.
Yeah, dude. Listen, it all comes down to your perspective. Like, look, hey,
I know, my point is like wishing death on one celebrity. Kind of weird.
You shouldn't wish death on anybody. Well,
that's literally my point.
Yeah, but I mean, but once again, it's I'm not going to tell anybody how they should feel, but I will tell you what people are feeling right now. RGT85, huge fan of Hulk Hogan, over on Twitter says, "Rip Hulk Hogan. I'm fucking devastated. I have a vid uploading right now, and then I'm disappearing for the day. Thank you for signing my book before your passing. Y'all have a good one." RGT, mega Hulk Hogan fan, mega retro game guy. Dan, do you know RGT?
Yeah, I know him.
Yeah. Pretty amazing. I mean, the idea that, he may have signed his book, may have met him, but they weren't like friends. But this is what this stuff does.
Oh, yeah. And he's taken the day off to mourn the passing of Hulk Hogan. And I saw also James Rolfe when Ozzy passed. It's like, hey, I'm taking the day off, man, to mourn this legend. And it's amazing how it can have an impact on a bunch of strangers' lives to the point that they mourn you when you pass.
Yeah. Yes, 1000%. There's so much here. I'll tell you this: Hulk Hogan transcended wrestling down in Brazil, right? I mean,
yeah.
What about Ric Flair? Do you know who Ric Flair is?
Ric Flair, I might recognize if you show me a picture, but not from the name.
The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Now, look, I'll tell you this. On my bingo card, I did not have Ric Flair outliving Hulk Hogan. Because Ric Flair, this is the Nature Boy. Let's go share my screen here. He said over on X, "I'm absolutely shocked to hear about the passing of my close friend Hulk Hogan. Hulk has been by my side since we started in the wrestling business. An incredible athlete, talent, friend, and father. Our friendship has meant the world to me. He was always there for me, even when I didn't ask for him to be. He was one of the first to visit me when I was in the hospital with a 2% chance of living, and he prayed by my bedside. Hulk also lent me money when Reed was sick. Hulkster, no one will ever compare to you. Rest in peace, my friend."
That's amazing.
I don't. Does Ric Flair look familiar to you at all?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know where I've seen him though, but it does definitely look familiar.
Well, Jesse the Body Ventura. Let's see. I thought he popped up as well. No, but WWE has actually posted an article as well here, or a video as well. The legendary Hulk Hogan, just a quick video, which I don't want to play too much, but you can see kind of his him in the 80s. You know, this is where he's gonna drop the leg and body slam Andre the Giant, which will certainly get flagged for that. Razor Fist over on X says, thank you, Hulk Hogan, for the Hulkamania of my childhood, for the new world order of my teens, most of all, for being man enough to surrender all those prodigious achievements to the baptismal pool, arising a Christian. Godspeed, brother. Now rest. Yeah. There's tons of video of Hulk Hogan getting baptized later in life.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
That's interesting.
Which, you know, it's nuts, man. This is one of those that you look at and you go, wow, this is going to hit a lot of people hard. And I did not wake up today thinking that. I mean, the fact that my wife came in was like, yikes. That's and said something about it is nuts. So, this past week, we have had Theo from the Cosby Show, which I don't know if you're familiar with Theo from the Cosby Show.
No, I'm not.
But we had Ozzy Osbourne pass away as well, and now Hulk Hogan. They say things come in threes, man, and there's your third. Hulk Hogan, truly the third man, making his way to heaven or hell, depending on what you think about Hulk Hogan. I don't know. We'll see. But yes, very, very weird and crazy. So, Blabs, you got any closing thoughts on Hulk Hogan?
I'm sad for people who are sad, but he did not affect my life in any way. So to me, he's a stranger. But listen, I'm not gonna be like, oh, he's a shithead, or oh no, because I don't know enough about him. So
not even the 90s movies. You didn't see.
I've never seen, like, at least maybe I've seen some of his stuff, like in clips, or like I've seen like bloopers on YouTube, but I'm not a wrestling person. I know nothing. I literally just found out this year that Dusty, Cody, they're all related. I'm like, yo, that's cool.
Yeah. So let me say this, Blabs. You say Hulk Hogan didn't affect you by any means.
No, not me personally, but I'm not denying he affected other people. I never even said that.
I know, but what I am going to say is Hulk Hogan affected somebody that affected you. I guarantee that.
That's a good point.
Okay.
You know, so that's the best way I can say to wrap it up. Whether he affected you or not, he affected somebody who affected you. So, and I'm not speaking directly to Blabs. I'm speaking to everybody. So, you said that WWE made it. Yes, WWE has made a statement on this. WWE is saddened to learn WWE Hall of Famer Hulk Hogan has passed away, one of pop culture's most recognizable figures. Hogan helped WWE achieve global recognition in the 80s. WWE extends its condolences to Hogan's family, friends, and fans. So there we go. Rest in peace, Hulkster. Hulkamania.
Rest in peace.
Hulkamania will never die. All right, you guys have a lot to say about this, so we need to get to some of your support and supers. We do have a lot to get to today, and I know we just talked a long time about wrestling. We're glad you guys are here. If you guys are new, hit the subscribe button. Join us. We're live Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. Central Time, and we got just a lot to talk about. Man, it's crazy. So please stick around. If you're thinking about leaving, stick around with us. We have a lot to get to today. Commodore fan says, Craig hit the crown, control center, and tap bell. Thank you, Commodore. Joseph says, for Ozzy, for the Hulkster, for Hop Along Craig, for Not Fired Blabs, for Bro Island Dan, and Mrs. Craig, and mostly for Montez. Wise words.
Do you guys know about Bro Island?
No, I don't know about. Please tell me more about Bro Island.
Beardo, I don't know why the conversation got to that, but Beardo was like, I'd much rather be on an island alone with Dan than with Savvy.
Well, I mean, I would too. Just being real.
Because with women, you have to take care of them. You have to protect them from wild beasts and stuff. Like with another man, you can survive and stuff. But then it's like, oh, it's the Bro Island. They're going to work out. They're going to marathon Shia LaBeouf movies. Wow.
Welcome
specific. To the Bro Island.
Shia LaBeouf of all things.
It's one internal joke and meme on top of another. It's
I love
hard
it.
to explain.
I love it.
But yeah, that's the Bro Island.
Ian,
You guys are welcome in the Bro Island.
listen, I have ideas for Bro Island.
We have retro games.
Let's go. Ian came in with the 50 euro money. Says, "Hey guys, you didn't see that. Never mind. Uh-oh. What did we not see, Ian? Was it this?
See that?
Ian? Was it this? Was it that? Oh my gosh. Watch out, Dan.
Oh my.
Oh my. Wow.
Oh.
Impressive. Congratulations. Thank you so much, Ian, for unleashing the support.
I got a lot of plus tips I gotta grab real
Nice
fast.
physics.
Orlando, for one, says, correction, Hulk Hogan does have a 10-inch peen. Terry Bollea does not.
Oh.
West, for one, says, Craig, normal men don't use smartwatches. Get yourself an expensive analog watch. Example, Rolex, Omega, or smartwatches are cringe. Well, you've been told, mister. And then West also says, Craig, WWE is not on Peacock in Brazil. I'm guessing he means Brazil. It's on Netflix, just like most places outside the USA.
Okay.
Ah,
There you
really? Netflix.
Get your Netflix.
Even
right
better.
there. Yeah. Mercenary says, Hulk Hogan, Iron Sheik, Macho Man, Ultimate Warrior, Andre the Giant are having a 5-way cage match in heaven. Godspeed. Andre the Giant, yes. Magnus Lord says, since you think being a hypocrite is fine, this means you think the truth doesn't matter and being honest is for losers/suckers. Fan of Hulk. I didn't say being a hypocrite is fine. I said we're all hypocrites. There's a difference. There's nothing fine about that. I think we all are hypocrites. Everybody is. So Lord Slosh says they dressed up as Hulk for Halloween back in '93. His match with Rock at WrestleMania 18 is my all-time favorite match. He's the reason I became a wrestling fan. He's the defining figure in the industry, hands down. This one really hurts.
I remember seeing Andre the Giant on a couple movies in the 90s as well.
Andre, yeah. Big
Try
deal,
to
man.
remember which movies, but I just remember seeing him. I don't remember exactly which.
Good old
movies.
Andrew.
Princess Bride?
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one. That's the one I was thinking of. Yes.
Modest Rat says, hey, bada bing! Rest in peace, Hulkster. He's competing in the WrestleMania in the sky. Also, would it be distasteful for Trump hit someone with a chair during the funeral, preferably Vince? Arrivederci. Another WWE Hall of Famer, by the way. Commodore fan says, Hulk Hogan took what superstar Billy Graham did in the 70s and early 80s and amped it up to 11. Look at them side by side back in the day. Yeah, they were a big deal, man. Marmalin says, Craig is stimming so hard right now. His tism is tickled so hard. I just know a lot about this stuff. Osama says, Craig is getting to gush.
I saw Craig's eyes shining when I said I don't know anything about that. It's like, I've been waiting for this.
Listen, I've said all along, I would love to do a wrestling podcast. I would love it. I can talk about wrestling stuff all day long. It's super fun to me. Crazy T says, it's crazy that I was watching Deadlock podcast regarding NWO. This is crazy, T. By the way, Dan Vasque, where have you been?
Been laying low. Working on men buns are gay.
Trilla says, let's not lie now, Craig. This is true. Hulk Hogan was getting booed for a multitude of reasons. Booing him for his political reasons was childish, though. Yeah, so I think this is actually his last appearance in WWE. He came out and he got booed really heavily. And a lot of people say that it was because of his political leanings. There's also footage of him saying like the N-word and stuff on camera. So like, people like you say a dude said the N-word one time. He also was Republican, and then all of a sudden, half of the world is going to hate you forever, right? And so,
do you have like I don't even want to say political, but more like a cultural consensus on WWE, the same way you have with the UFC, for example, where most people are conservative and stuff? Do you have that on wrestling?
Okay, so it's the wrestling community, specifically online. It's called the IWC, the Internet Wrestling Community. It is widely considered, like the video game community online is nuts, right? We all understand that, right? It's like Reddit, right? Reddit, insane, stupid users. The IWC is widely considered the exact same. Its audience, on the other hand, its audience, just like in gaming, a lot of normal men. So
right.
That's kind of what you see. And I'm sure there's a side scrollers equivalent show in the IWC. But traditionally, in wrestling online, it's just a bunch of soy betas talking about, bullshit.
Wow.
So yeah,
That's interesting.
Yeah. Commodore fan says, don't forget Hulk's first title run and run in the AWA in the late 70s and then TNA in the 2000s. He was born in Augusta, Georgia, and legit played blues rock bands as a bass. And Jeanette says, even South Africans know who Hulk Hogan was. Rip. Saint says, there are videos of Hulk Hogan when he was in Japan where you can really see him being athletic. He was pretty good. However, Vince wanted him as we always saw him. Yeah. Ruddy says, Hulk's best win was against Gawker for the sex tape. Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with the whole Gawker. I mean, look, I could spend probably an hour and a half talking about the roller coaster that was Hulk Hogan's life. Yeah, he sued Gawker, which was a major rumor website. It just posted a bunch of bullshit and they lied blatantly about him. And he sued them and more or less ended their company. It was spectacular.
Did he win?
So, he did. Yes, he did.
Okay.
Mighty Megatron says, show the No Holds Bar movie promo, Craig. I can't without getting flagged. Light Ferret says, don't forget Hulk's victory against Gawker. Yep, who was all anti-gamer during Gamergate 1. Commodore fan says, it's going to be interesting how Jesse Ventura handles his death, as he's had public beef with Hulk for decades, as Hulk squashed him for wanting to make a union. Yep.
A wrestling union?
Yep. Jesse the Body Ventura wanted there to be a wrestling union, and Vince and ultimately Hulk squashed that in the 80s. Yeah, would have been a big deal. Kevin says, Hulk Hogan commented on Pokemon National Championships back in 2006. Rest in peace, brother. Hold the ones you love close. Zevin Cross says, I think him and Macho Man had beef as well. They squashed it, I think. Hideki says, dumbest thing just happened at work. I told one of my coworkers that Hulk Hogan passed. She said, well, he was a Trump supporter.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. I said, what does that have to do with anything? What in the world has this come into? Yeah, right. Hideki, that's insane. That is so fucking stupid. Told you. Fucking weird. Commodore fan says, Dan, check Netflix. They have an international rights to WWE. Also tons on YouTube as well. Wrestling with Regret YouTube channel has tons on him.
Cool. I will do, man. That sounds fascinating.
Retro Jim says, Hogan's death is rough for friend of the show, DSP. That'll be interesting to see. Yeah, we'll see how Darkside Phil handles it today. Mercenary says, I don't wish death on Ozzy, Blabs. I don't wish death on anybody. All I said was I'm glad Ozzy is gone. He creeped me out in a bad way.
It's the same thing. I don't wish death on anyone, but I'm glad he's dead.
No, that's not the same thing.
Don't simp for Mercenary.
No, what I'm saying is
Ozzy was awesome.
It's like, hey, I don't want Dan to die, but I'll be glad when he's dead.
But when he died, I'll be happy. I don't want Craig to die, but when Craig dies, that would be such an awesome day.
Well, see you later, everybody. Definitely not a Gator says new V Shoujo accusation. Silvervale founding member got a call from the CEO after playing, I guess, HL during a harassment campaign against her, and said it was a disappointment, brand risk, and an inconvenience. Interesting. Thank you. I don't know if you've been following the whole V Shoujo drama online, Dan. It may be out.
No, man. I've been I'm not being online too much lately. Just focusing on men buns are gay. Fuck.
Death came in and says Blabs is the Beardo of this channel.
Don't insult me with that shit.
Hey, I love Beardo. Wow. Shut up. Beardo's great. Scarpy says he took out Gawker. That alone makes him a legend. Yeah. Beardo, what's up, buddy? Hopefully we have you on soon.
What's up, Beardo? Shout out.
We need to have Beardo on so we can have him and Blabs square off face to face.
Dun dun dun.
Why?
Why do you hate Beardo? What's
wrestling
wrong with Beardo?
Match?
What's wrong with Beardo?
Got chicken legs.
Okay. Wow. Game Hunter says, I'm going to shed manly tears for Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace. Yeah,
man. Talk about owning your baldness also with Hulk Hogan. Him and Sean Connery.
Dude, looking
owning
great.
Your baldness.
Yeah. Dude. I mean, he did a good job of hiding it for a long time with the bandana, right?
Yeah.
But, he owned it when he was in the movies and stuff. He couldn't have a bandana on the whole time. I think his natural choice was to have the bandana on, I think. right? But when he had to have it off, the bandana, it came off, and he looked fine. It's good.
Yeah, when I'm getting bald, I'm shaving everything.
Been there, done that.
Not
man.
just my hair.
Been there and done that. Do the whole thing, huh? Just
the whole thing.
Oh man, Switzerland Play says my mustache will never grow to Hulk Hogan level. Yeah, he did have a sweet stash. And Overmod says, "Whoa, Dan Vask on my birthday wouldn't have found G&G if it wasn't
really
y'all, or if it wasn't for Dan." There you go.
That's awesome. Happy birthday.
Let's go. I believe Dan Vask is here to sing you happy birthday as well. In the background.
Much happy birthday for you. Wow,
This
you
gate
should
out of
have
hand.
that.
Now there are 2 of them.
You have no idea that you did that, Dan. You're a reoccurring guest on our show, just so you know.
That's awesome.
That's great. Delta says, I wonder why why I enjoy schlocking movies with wrestlers in it from the 90s, but absolutely hate seeing The Rock, John Cena, and Dave Bautista right now. Delta, I think it comes down to your nostalgia, my friend.
Yeah, what's that about? Now we can't stand them. But it used to be so cool to see them on TV and on movies.
Yes. All right, let's listen. I think we'll close that saying "Rest in peace, Hulkster." Right there. Tough one. Dan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Pizza Hut?
I don't think we have any.
Oof. Okay. Maybe you know what? I'm gonna hold off on
we
this
have
story,
Domino's.
I'm gonna hold off on this then. I'm gonna hold off on the story because I think this is a very American thing that I'm gonna talk about. And I want to make sure
we have Outback.
That has been well established. It's your favorite fast food restaurant.
Yes.
Man, what a deep
fast
cut.
food steak.
That is a really deep side scrollers cut right there.
It is, man.
That's
Years
good.
ago.
That's good. All right. Well, let's get to this. Did you see the latest news from Uber, of all things? Do you have Uber in?
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know what you guys think about that. I have no issues with that. It's like I would be much more comfortable. Maybe I should tell the audience what this is about first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see it right there. Uber will let women drivers and riders request to avoid being paired with men starting next month in the United States.
Yeah, and it's like when my girlfriend or my mother are going to get an Uber late at night, I would feel much more comfortable knowing it's a female driver. Call me sexist or something, but just how I feel. It's freedom of association, really.
Well, I don't know, Blabs. How do you feel about this?
I'm very split on this. On one hand, I absolutely agree with Dan because let's be real, there's been a lot of stories that men would just kidnap their Uber customer and kill, rape, all these other horrible things, right? So on one hand, I'm like, this isn't so bad because we can't fix society, shout out. But also, it seems very, very sexist as well because you're literally just like basing someone solely on sex. And I find that a bit discriminatory because we're supposed to be going in the opposite direction. But we also do have this huge problem where people are being kidnapped and things like that. I'm like, well, you can't really fix this. So I don't really know. I'm very split on this.
So
Phoenix here real quick.
Yes,
I'm actually curious. How does this work with like the pronouns and stuff? What you think you're
Okay.
getting a woman?
The things in between.
Oh my God, it's going to be the male fetish and they're going to kidnap the women.
Okay, Phoenix, you bring up a really great point. That's actually what I was going to say. Ironically, this is rolling out in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, right?
Yeah.
The beacons
Where no one has a gender.
Yeah, where people have no idea what a woman is anyways. Right? So how do you say you want a man, you don't want a man driver, and then a dude
They want a
shows
ma'am
up?
driver.
Yeah, ma'am, right? I
It's
think
ma'am.
that's a really good point, Phoenix, and I'm glad you bring it up. Obviously, the biggest question naturally is, if I'm a man, can I request a woman driver, or can I not request a woman driver? Right? I mean, look, I'm just saying these are it's not sexist if it's done equally to both, right?
Yes, that's fair.
And this is sexist, I believe, right?
Yes.
Don't you think so, Blabs?
I agree.
No, I do agree with it. But like I'm saying, we do have that issue where there have been lots of dudes who've gotten kidnapped. They're victims, basically, from Uber. It's happened, right?
Yeah, no, 1,000%.
I agree that it's sexist, but I'm okay with sexism.
It's sexism I like.
No, I mean, you treat women and men differently. If that is sexist, like, we're all sexist.
Shout out.
Okay, so this person points this out. This is Michael Knowles over next. Says, sure, most importantly, can men request to avoid being paired with female drivers? And this guy says, yeah, doesn't this violate the Equal Protection Clause?
Yeah, as I'm saying, doesn't that go against everything that they've been putting in place?
Right. Hey, Mr. Grok, what civil statute would be violated if I were a business that refused service
You're not
to
sharing
someone
it, by the way.
Oh, I'm not. Here we go. Hey, Mr. Grok, what civil statute would I be violated if I were a business that refused service to someone based on sex alone? Grok says, in the U.S., refusing service based solely on sex could violate state anti-discrimination laws in public accommodations, which often includes sex as a protected class. Federally, Title II of the Civil Rights Act of 1965 does not cover sex. The Equal Protection Clause applies to government actions, not private businesses. Uber's policy may face challenges on similar grounds. So, yeah, this is this is interesting.
It's like, this is rough. That kind of legislation is rough because imagine you go to I don't know, you go to a beauty salon to get a Brazilian haircut down there. You know, like your wife goes there to do that, and it's like there's a man there that's gonna do that to her. Wouldn't you prefer if you were a girl?
Yes.
So
yes,
is that illegal?
I mean,
So that's actually something that's happened. So a transgender woman came into a wax place. I believe it was in Canada. And this dude was all like, wax my genitalia. And the woman was like, that is not a vagina. Because obviously he wanted to like get his, get waxed down there. And she's like, I won't do that because, well, first of all, like she's touching the male body, waxing and everything. She's like, I'm not doing that. She has the right to say no. But it became a whole thing. And I'm pretty sure there was a lawsuit. And I hope she won, but I never found out the results of it. But yeah, insane shit that like the trans women are like, wax my balls. I too am woman. It's like, you have a dick. Yeah.
Well, you have a penis.
Let's take this a step further. If you can
Did I say saloon? Sorry.
Let's take this a step further, right? If you can say, I don't want a man driving me around in my Uber, what's stopping you from saying, hey, as I'm sharing on my screen right now, what about an Uber app where you can select the driver's race? Or
that's gonna be so bad.
Or what if you just say, I only want English speakers, right? Like, if you want to do this filter thing, that's fine. This is the whole thing of inclusivity.
Yeah, it has to be consistent.
Yeah, that's right. The inclusivity nature of this is where the slippery slope rolls down the line, because, hey, I totally understand the sentiment here. But if you're going to do it, you got to do it. And you can't stop. You got to go all the way down the hill, So, so Dan,
personally, I'm for freedom of association, no matter the context, no matter what. And it's like, you can make fun of people and you criticize people's choices of association, but nevertheless, freedom of association, in my opinion.
So I think it's funny. Ike says, I want to be driven only by Asian women.
Right. Like, if you pare it down to just the race and sex that you want to be driven around in, I think that's like it's both fucked up and funny at the same time. Blabs, which race and sex would you want driving you around?
Which race and sex?
This is so weird. Well, I'm lucky because Uber isn't even a thing by me, so I don't even have the app on my phone.
But hypothetically, Blabs.
I don't really care as long as they're not creepy, right? And I can actually speak a language with them.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Uber already does a pretty good job in filtering people with their rating system. Mm-hmm. But even so, like with my elderly mother, getting an Uber like 2 a.m., I would feel much better if you were a woman.
Yeah, I understand that.
I totally agree. I have no problem with this.
Shout
I really
out
don't.
sexism. We love it.
Shout out sexism.
Listen, hey, let's go.
Sexism.
But here's the irony of all this, right? It's the women who will scream sexism who are celebrating.
Yeah,
this,
the double standard.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, and once again, this goes back to
It's
everybody's
the
a hypocrite.
feminists.
Yeah.
Or
1000%.
actually, no, it's the fake feminists because they're not actually real feminists. So the fake ones who only have rules for me and not for thee type of thing. They're all for this.
Could you imagine though the uproar if they said, "Look, by the way, all you Asian people, you can no longer select black people riding you around in your Uber car." Like, could you imagine what that would look like?
Stop Asian hate.
My gosh, that'd be amazing. So, well, we'll see what happens with Uber here and where this all goes, because I'm sure this is quite the slippery slope for them. Good luck with that, Uber. Damn. All right. Mercenary says, I take it back, Blabs. You're fired. Oh, that's good.
There's a
hey,
shock.
Noodles says, hey, Vince.
Let's go.
Noodles says you should have Dan react to wrestling on Side Scrollers Plus. That'd be awesome, Dan.
Yeah, let's set it up.
Yes,
man.
replace him for me. That way I never have to watch any of those terrible things ever again.
Oh my God.
Blabs doesn't like it.
Yeah,
no, he made me watch something awful. Oh my God, was it terrible? Never again. Never. Mm-mm.
What?
Okay.
What was it?
Yeah, Craig, what was it? With the spikes and stuff.
Well, it was a match that happened. You guys can watch it over on Side Scrollers Plus. It's under the Side Scrollers wrestling area. That's all I'm going to say is just I think it's you reacting to the Moxley match. The
Yeah,
John
it was
Moxley
terrible.
match.
Never again. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, the horror.
Yes, it was yikes to say the least. So, all right, let me see if I can find it real quick because it was
Gory.
Oh, it's not that it was gory. It was just, it was just a lot. There was a lot going on. I'll see if I can find it and post it later on. By the way, we are closing in on our Montez goal. We are just 2 yellow supers away from hitting that Montez goal. Mike Short says, "And before women start kidnapping women." Oh yeah, and that's the other thing about this, right? If you don't think there's somebody,
I completely understand that doesn't negate 100% of the danger. Absolutely.
Some woman being pimped out, doing the bad work and stuff like that, or she's just a psychopath in her own mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Trilla says, "What if Uber driver is a strong stud and he's strapped?"
Cheese.
Oh, she's strapped. Sorry about that. Thank you, Trilla.
Yes, ma'am.
Suffer so brow. Thank you very much for that. And Lord came in, says, "Let's hope it leads to a return of men-only clubs."
I mean, don't they have those?
You mean gay
Still?
clubs?
No.
Dan, oh my God, Dan's very aware of that. Are you?
Well,
so
you don't have to be gay to know that gay clubs exist.
Have you ever been to a gay club just for shits and giggles?
Never on purpose.
on purpose, huh?
Never knowing what it was.
Oh, okay. Was it fun though? Like without being hit on? Was it just a fun time to be around? You know, good music and stuff.
Weird.
Oh.
It was weird.
So there's a group actually here that I see in Texas. Speaking of men's groups, I've never heard about this before. I've only seen it. I don't know anything about it. It's called IUF, the Independent Order of Oddfellows. Yeah, this is a non-political, it's a fraternal order of odd fellowship, right? And I've actually seen a sign for this. I kind of want to learn more about it.
When they say odd fellows, it's just a bunch of weirdos getting together.
I don't know. Maybe
you saw a sign.
Weirdos
life?
United.
Yeah, like they have a meeting space. It's crazy. Anyways, yes. So men's clubs do exist, and I have no problem with that. And when I say men's club, I don't mean like strip clubs. I mean like men getting together and having
playing
a social
cards
club.
and stuff.
Yeah, playing cards, playing video games, you know?
Smoking cigars, eating steak.
Yeah.
Girls do that, right? So the guys will go play play cards or whatever, have beers or whatnot, and the girls will go and hang out, go to movies or whatever it is. It's the same shit.
I feel like
very healthy. Very healthy.
I agree. Maybe
just
I
hang out with friends.
Maybe I should start my own club.
Party of one.
Club.
Craig's men's club.
It's called the Manly Club. And you got to be a dude to join. That's the rule.
The normal manly club.
The normal man club. There we go. Yes, I like it. Young Sykes came in and says, Affects me since I'm an Uber driver, but the same can be said about women customers. One lady reported me because I refused to tell her who I was voting for. Wow.
What?
Or if I was
She
voting
asked
this
you?
past. That's crazy.
Reporter for asking.
I hope you didn't get into trouble or like some type of
That's
ramification from Uber. That's wild.
Ian says, it's called a sheeness. Thank you.
Like Uber users can be banned too, right? You can get like
Yes.
a low rating, enough low ratings to being forbidden to use
Yeah.
Uber.
Good.
Yep.
That's great.
I mean, they have the right to deny people. so-
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Trilla says, pretty biological women only, please. Yeah, I don't know if that's going to happen.
Good
Bob's
old fashioned normal
There you
women.
go. Spencer came and says, 100% on board with your freedom of association take, Dan. Get good if you want others to have your company.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Mercenary. Appreciate that. Graham says, in honor of Hulkamania, let's get that belly to back suplex, shall we? Montez! That's right. We did hit our Montez goal, which is excellent. Let's find out which crazy Montez it is. Oh, there it is.
Let's go.
Came out of nowhere. That's good. Thank you, Phoenix.
Tetris.
I have a couple of plus tips I gotta hit. Suffer So Proud for 2 says, Hulk's death hit pretty hard. He was part of my childhood. Is there a famous person who was part of your life that would cause you to mourn, shed tears? Who is it? So this is basically a celebrity, I guess. It made you very, very sad. I'd have to say like Robin Williams, Maggie Smith. Yeah.
What about you, Dan? Is there a celebrity that's not Brazilian that would hit you really hard?
I was thinking of someone just the other
Steve
day.
Irwin.
Oh, Steve Irwin. Yeah, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That one was, man. I'm trying to think of someone who's alive today that I will be pretty sad when that person.
Well, no,
dies.
they're saying who was a part of your life, so that. So I'm assuming it's like that has already passed away, or it could be someone in the future.
For me, it's Weird
You know
Al.
who? Wait, say again.
Weird Al Yankovic. When Weird Al dies, I'm going to be a sad dude.
Oh, in the future. Yeah, I was like, he died?
No.
No, okay.
Well,
In the future.
I'll be taking the day off.
When William Shatner dies, I'll be pretty sad.
Okay.
I'll be very sad.
Yeah, go ahead.
Love Star Trek.
Lando for one says, I live in the city. Girls rob people too. What's going to happen in the Uber driver if she gets the wrong passenger? That is also a very fair point.
Yeah.
Wes for one says, Dan, this is this thing from The Simpsons about unlicensed taxi kidnapping people in Brazil is true. It is widespread thing. And there's a YouTube link. So
It used to be a big thing. That Simpsons episode got pretty controversial here in Brazil when it came out. I think it's from the 2000s. But it's like, I remember watching it at the time, and it's like, why is it controversial? It's all true.
Yep.
And then Crumbs for one says, you pretty much already can select your driver, and drivers can select their passengers. Drivers can simply refuse rides, and you are able to cancel a ride for any reason. All right. There you go. Caught up.
There we go.
Oh, wait, no. Crumbs just came in for another one. Says, I really hate the social notion that men are inherently criminal. No one ever said that either.
Well, it is implied.
With what?
It is implied by your actions. I don't feel safe around men.
I never said that.
No. I'm just saying, just the idea of this step being taken is inherently saying that, right? Women aren't safe around men. That's
well, when
what it
you
says.
don't lock up the bad guys and you let them run wild, shit happens. So.
Yeah, and it's also common sense. It's like, even in the absence of civilization, women in general are more harmless than men.
Yeah, no, this is all true.
It's not a wild take.
C-Man says Undertaker versus Mankind, Hell in a Cell recommended. Yeah, for sure. I would love to get you to watch that, Dan. That'd be great. Mary says, did someone say Montez? We did. And by the way, new Montez goal up for you guys. Retromeister says, it's a fact. Women have more protections than men, which is why men struggle with trying to approach or flirt because they don't want to be Me Too'd.
Yeah, that's real.
Yes. I'm so glad
There
I'm
was
married.
actually like a thing, right? That it's like more men who are younger now are not approaching women anymore, and they don't date and all this stuff. I've
Yeah.
seen those polls around. It's crazy.
Yep, we have a giant crisis on our hands, and it comes back to
Elon Musk
men have
is
been
trying to fix it by having a bunch of babies.
He's just trying to get everybody to.
No,
everybody
but there's
to
a
sleep
natural
together.
selection element to it for real. Like I was watching a Jordan Peterson video the other day where he was talking about he was talking with a female scientist about the impact of women's male selection with the hormonal pill that screws up women's hormones, and it actually makes them more attracted to less masculine men.
Wow.
So it's like you start selecting more feminine men for reproduction. So there's going to be more feminine men around.
We're gonna have a fabulous future.
Fabulous
It's gonna be
future.
good.
Everybody's gay now.
Retromeister says we lost too many '90s childhood legends like Michael Madsen, Mark Snow, Ozzy Osbourne, and now the Hulk himself. You guys check out his cheesy '90s flick, The Secret Agent Club, to honor his memory. Montez. Young Sykes says, "Did my account was? I did. My account was frozen for a whole day." Talking about his, because she complained about.
Oh my god! Did you like? You should do something about that. I don't know what, but that is so unfair, and I feel like there could be like a little, not a lawsuit because it was one day. You really it'd be more expensive to fight that than the money you get. But like that is shit. I'm sorry. That's crap.
Mercedes says, "I do Uber. I get those questions all the time." Bystander
Who you
syndrome
vote
says,
for? That's crazy.
That's so weird. Who
that's-
talks? Who just meets someone for the first time? Is like, yo, who you voting for? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
People in LA, I guess that's kind of
Yeah.
the thing.
Indeed.
Bystander says, "I refuse to believe he's dead. He can't be dead. Hulk Hogan is visiting the big Hulkster in the sky. He's just on. Isn't. I guess he's just on vacation. Sorry, bud." Hayden says, "Apparently James Carter, voice of Professor Oak, Gary Oak, James, and Meowth from Pokemon, the animated series, has also passed. I did see that.
Yeah, that happened at the beginning of the month.
Yeah. I saw a Pokemon post about that as well. Yes. Thank you, Andy, for that. What's that say, Dan?
Thank you for keeping André Matos alive, Dan. It's a famous Brazilian metal singer from Angra, the band Angra. Yeah, I cover a bunch of stuff from him. I was sad when he died.
Cynical Crusader says Chuck Mangione is gone too. That's 3. Rip. And Hayden says we also lost Chuck Mangione. July has been a rough month this week, especially. Yeah, man, it's been just getting hit over the face with this nonsense.
Yeah,
man, we live in a generation, right? And this is something to really think about, where we have. I hate using the word consumed, right? But in this case, we've consumed so much pop culture that, you know, as you said, Dan, you watch Star Trek, right? When William Shatner dies, you're going to feel it, right? You're going to feel that happened. No other generation has experienced this type of thing before, where all of our more or less heroes from pop culture are going to be slowly dying off. And I say that because when you look at people who grew up in, let's just say, the 70s, right? You know, they grew up and there was movies that were going out, you know, or let's take a step back, right? I don't know, maybe I'm off on this, but in my mind, I see TV really popped off in a mainstream way, at least in America here in the 80s, 90s, right? TV was always there, but with the expansion of cable, right? Obviously, we saw a lot more entertainment, and obviously the internet has expanded things as well. But movie stars, music, giant acts, a lot of that has been diluted over the last, 10, 15, 20 years, 30 years, because there's so many more choices now. Whereas somebody as iconic as Hulk Hogan or Ozzy Osbourne, who recently passed, everybody knew who these people were, right? Now, there are a lot of YouTubers that have giant, massive audiences that I've never heard of. And they're going to affect people dramatically when they eventually die. When I die, right, someone's going to go, "Oh, I used to watch this stuff." And then they're going to move on with their day, right? Let's just be real, right? And it may impact like a couple people outside of my family. They'll be like, "Oh, I really miss his stuff." That's great, right? But
I'll cry a lot.
thanks, Dan. Appreciate that. I'm not asking for your pity, but
Just saying the truth.
I appreciate that. But I guess what I'm saying is there were so few options back when Ozzy was massive, when Hulk was massive. It elevated them that much more than spare YouTuber guy or spare Twitch streamer, you know? And I like audiences have been diluted so much that I don't know if we're ever going to have somebody like Hulk Hogan again. Somebody
we won't.
like
I
Ozzy.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, we were kind of the last generation to have sort of a worldwide culture in common. Maybe
Yes.
not worldwide, but in the West, at least. A Western culture. All of us, like, we grew up with the same stuff. We grew up watching pretty much the same shows, listening to pretty much the same music, watching the same movies. And I think this is definitely over. This is not going to be the case anymore because of the multiple options and the how easy it is to produce content today. We have so much offer in the market for that sort of stuff. You have so many different types of cultures nowadays that you can subscribe to. And that kind of unified feeling that children from the 80s and 90s and even early 2000s have, it's kind of gone.
Yeah, I even up to the early 2000s. I would say when like the iPhone was released and apps became a thing and YouTube started, like 2006 was a very big year. 2005, 2006, like that's when the world changed, man. That's where all these other entertainment options happen. You have access to online video. I mean, look, dude, I rode that wave. I get it. You know, I that's literally why I'm here. But it's been amazing it's to see the dilution of big stars, I suppose. So
exactly.
All right. Let's move on to this other story, which is a really big story, and we got to talk about this. And Dan, you have not heard the story at all, so
no,
I'm very intrigued to dig into this. Are you familiar with the platform Itch.io or itch.io?
I don't think so.
Okay, this is a website that allows you to purchase games. They have their website is very simple. You can go in and they made a lot of headway recently based off of this right here. They have a bundle of games called the No Ice Bundle. And when you buy this, it directly contributes to, I don't know, some sort of charity or something that goes against ice raids in California. Like Blabs, you're shaking your head.
So
wait,
stupid.
What's their
So
business?
stupid.
They sell Steam codes or something? They resell Steam codes?
More or less. They just sell games, right? They sell games. They're a game outlet. They gave away Brutal Legend for free, actually, for like 10 hours yesterday after Ozzy died, because Ozzy's in the game. They've done some good. They've done some really, really stupid, right? A lot of it's, there's web games, there's all sorts of games. These are like mostly indie games, I would say, is what Itch.io is. And I could be saying that right. I've always said Itch.io as opposed to itch.io. Anyways, they're making news today as well, as one thing that they've always sold on their platform is not safe for work content. They had an update on this, and I think it's important to read this whole thing here. It says update on not safe for work content. This is courtesy of Lefo or Moonscript over on X, which I have reached out to invite him on the show to get a little more clarification on this, because there's a lot in here that needs to be said. It says we have de-indexed all not safe for work content from our browse and search pages. We understand this action is sudden and disruptive, and we are truly sorry for the frustration and confusion caused by this change.
Okay, some quick clarification.
Yes.
So the games are not gone. You just cannot search them.
Right now. Correct. Right
Okay.
now.
Right.
Based off the statement. But here, and this is where things get interesting. Recently, we came under scrutiny from our payment processors regarding the nature of some content hosted on itch.io due to a game titled No Mercy, which was temporarily available on itch.io or itch.io before being banned back in April. The organization Collective Shout has launched a campaign against Steam and itch.io, directing concerns to our payment processors about the nature of certain content found on both platforms. Right? Our ability.
Shout.
Yes, and this has been. We'll get to this here in just a second. We talked about them briefly a few days ago. It says, our ability to process payments is critical for every creator on our platform. To ensure that we can continue to operate and provide a marketplace for developers, we must prioritize our relationships with our payment processors, our payment partners, and take immediate steps towards compliance. Okay.
So they're pretty much confessing that they're being strong-armed.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. This is a time critical moment for itch.io. The situation developed rapidly, and we had to act urgently to protect the platform's core payment infrastructure. Unfortunately, this meant it was not realistic to provide creators with advance notice before making this change. We know this is not ideal, and we apologize for the abruptness of this change. We are currently conducting a comprehensive audit of content to ensure we can meet the requirements of our payment processors. So pages will remain de-indexed as we complete our review. Once this review is complete, we will introduce new compliance measures. For not safe for work pages, this will include a new step where creators must confirm that their content is allowable under the policies of the prospective payment processors linked to their account. Part of this review will see pages being permanently removed from itch.io. Affected accounts will be notified via their account email from our support address. You can reply to that email if you have any follow-up questions. We understand you. We ask for your patience, and we understand as we navigate this challenging period. We ask for your patience and understanding. I'm sorry we cannot share more at this time, as we are still getting the full understanding of the situation ourselves. We will post a follow-up on our blogs.
Hang on. So they say that they don't even understand it anyway, but they've already made changes to their website. That is a little...
Well, okay. So this comes back to this group, Collective Shout.
Oh,
right?
The female wankers.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is... Now, Dan, have you heard about this Collective Shout group?
Yeah, I watched the 40-minute video by Savvy, which is great.
Yes. Savvy has been all up on this, right? And once again, invited Savvy on the show. Savvy said she can't make it. She's in Canada, has shit internet. Cool. Awesome. This was the original article that they posted. They sent this to PayPal, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, pretty much everybody here. And it's more or less like threatening them. Hey, do you know what's being sold here? Do you know what's being sold, right? And Savvy has a giant recap of this. There's a thread over on X to kind of guide you through all this. But this is more or less spearheaded by a couple Australian women here that are strong arming the payment processors, who the payment processors are strong arming Steam and itch.io, right? So what's happening
Blabs,
is...
do you think those couple women are attractive?
No. They look like the back end of a cat.
That was a quick answer.
Maybe,
I went and researched them the other day, all right? And I was looking at on that website, you can actually see all of the employees, all the women. No, it's unfortunate.
Right.
Bunch of ones and twos.
Just a bunch of women. Just a bunch of women.
No,
right?
just a bunch of ones and twos. Who cares if they're women? You know, there's just. Well,
one is rough, man.
Let's just look at their board members real quick. Let's just just curious.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I looked at the other day.
Okay.
All right, Dan, let's play the game, would you?
Yeah, here we go. Here we go, Dan. Would you?
Would you what? Get a helper across the street?
No, Dan. That's not what we're asking.
The birds and the bees, Dan. The birds and the bees.
I will help her across the street. Yes.
Okay. We're playing the game here. We have our audience joining us, Dan. Dan, on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you rate Kim Vanden Hengel?
Look at the Freudian slip there. 2.
2.
Told
Kate Halassi, Dan.
Ooh, she looks a little chubby. 1.5.
Okay. Louis Jared Chin.
That's not Louis. That's Louise. That's a woman.
Hey, how dare you, Blabs? How dare you?
Do you
misgender her.
see? Do you see an Adam's apple on that neck?
I feel like the crowd is
Oh, man.
blocking me down here. And, you know, Jesus.
Squeeze it
Beautiful
between the
smile. 3 out of 10.
Dan, I'm sorry. You're incorrect with all your answers. All 0 out of 10. Dan.
Oh,
I mean, there's still more. You can just scroll down and you can see more of them.
Wow.
I mean, you get the idea.
Hey.
Wow. Okay, white savior complex. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's what we
It's
got
in
going.
black and white, so you wouldn't notice that.
Yes. All right. Well, so Itch.io has gone in, and because of this nature of the payment processors coming in, putting their thumb down and everything, they have, it says all, this is from this person, all adult erotic tag games gone. Here's your update here. They just kind of bolted them from it. Now, I want to actually take a step back here, guys. Let's go back. Do you remember what was going on in January of 2022?
A lot of things.
I mean, the world was crazy.
Yeah.
But Itch.io was telling you that over on X, warning, Itch.io is not for the prudes. If you click our link, please be careful about what you might see. This was from the official Itch.io account over here, letting you know that there is not safe for work content and it's not for the prudes. Well, fast forward, and now Itch.io is for the prudes. That's right. That's right. Now we see this. The response to this has been all over the place. Chibi Review says important censorship news. Apparently, Itch.io is now removing all games from their site that are tagged not safe for work. According to a poster, it's the same situation on Steam. I think we all know who's responsible for this, right? And I think the natural thought on this is to point to that group, the butthole group, right? The collective shout group. Okay.
I mean, they really are butthole. Look at their logo.
Yep, right there.
Oh, for real? Yeah.
What were you saying, Dan?
I appreciate the fact that they're not liking, not trying to virtue signal using this. They're being opened about it and say we're being forced by someone else to do this.
Now, a lot of people are pointing at Collective Shout, and once again, maybe this is an opportunity for Collective Shout to be the bad guy here because they've done some really stupid things here, but I think a lot of people need to be also pointing at the payment processors themselves as they have a scapegoat here, with Collective Shout being the scapegoat in this situation.
Yeah.
And that's, ultimately it's the payment processors who are doing this. They could say to these women, get bent.
Yeah. Collective Shout is going to the payment processors, and the payment processors are strong arming the website.
Right. And to be clear, when it comes to this stuff, whether these games are wrong or not, the point is that, and I think this actually sums it up really, really well here, right? My money, their choice, right? If you have a platform that is consenting to sell something, you have somebody else saying, I want to buy it. You can't have the payment processor coming in and saying, nope, you don't get to buy that. You don't get to do that with your money, right? This tells you everything you need to know right here. It has nothing to do with the content, because what they deem as not safe for work or inappropriate, it's only when it goes back to the slope, man. It goes back to the slippery slope, right?
Yeah.
The content of this game could be horrendous. Ultimately, it comes back to a very simple statement I always say: the market will decide. The market decides if the game will sell. The market will decide if there's an audience for it. But the point is that the payment processor, PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, should not be the people making the decision on whether or not you should have the right to buy the game. Go back to the 90s, right? In video games, and the government getting involved with Mortal Kombat, right? You would not have the games you have today if they had their way. Right? If they told you can't buy these things, if the payment processors go back to the mid 90s, and let's just say Visa and MasterCard in the 90s were like, we can't even imagine selling a game where a guy gets his head ripped off, right? Mortal Kombat would never existed. It would have never made its way out. We would not be on Mortal Kombat 75 like we are today. You know?
Yeah.
So the point is that regardless of the content, whether it's deemed appropriate or not, you can't put your thumb on what other people do with their money.
Absolutely, man. Voluntary interactions, voluntary trade. It's where it's at. It's like for a long time we had that sort of middleman in the music industry too. So I sympathize with the gaming industry in regards to that. Now we in the music industry we don't need that sort of stuff anymore. Like we do stuff for ourselves. I never signed with a record label in my entire life, and it's a much better market in my opinion because of that. And I think that sort of stuff is not natural, at least on a free market. It's gonna end sooner or later, but it definitely sucks while it doesn't end.
Vera over on X says payment processors now control our entertainment. If you support this censorship, you're evil, plain and simple, right? Listen, it has nothing to do with the content of the game, right? As a dad, some of the shit in that game is fucking ridiculous. There's some nasty, gross shit, right? If there's a platform that wants to platform it, in this case, itch.io or Steam, they should have the right to sell those things. It should be on the platform, not the payment processor who makes these decisions. This does not seem like this crazy controversial statement.
Yeah.
But some people will find this as controversial.
No, it's very cool that you mentioned the Mortal Kombat situation because their resolution, it's a perfect blueprint for what is happening now. What did they do? They created the rating system, and it's like you still sell that game, and now you inform parents of what this is. Now it's an informed purchase. Well, that was a perfect middle ground
to further this home, right?
Yeah,
like the buyers of this content are already informed. There's a not safe for work tag, meaning it's inappropriate for even playing at work, right? Then there's a description here. Then there's pictures here. Then there's a gameplay trailer. Like, we have more information ever to decide whether or not you should part with your money or not when it comes to video games, more than ever before. So the idea of like, if it needs to be rated, okay, that's fine. But this is not like 1993 where you had to wait for the magazine to come out, or you had to look at the box art, right? Or maybe catch a commercial. If you want information about a game, you can go directly to a store page, or go to a YouTube channel, or go to a Rumble channel, or go to whatever and find more information about it. There's always more data out there for you. We have infinite information right now available to us for whatever game you want. So, I mean, I'm with you. If they want to, create some sort of rating system, we already have that. It's the ESRB,
Mm-hmm.
So
agreed.
It's what a mess. What a mess. But this is something that, like, running with scissors, they are not based by any means. This is running with scissors. This is the company that we've talked about them several times on the show. They do the Postal series. Blabs, do you remember talking about Postal? Yeah. And they were all pronouns and all the stuff on the.
Weren't they the ones who got into a fight with Melee K?
I believe
on
so.
Twitter. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they were being dickheads.
Really?
Yeah. She was calling them out.
Yeah. But even they posted this. Same problem, different times. Almost like a reskin, right? And it's like we've seen this over and over and over again, where, this is just rinse and repeat every 10 years. When I was
zoom in on that picture again.
Sure.
What is that sign on the background?
It says,
on the right.
Please.
On
it
the
says
right.
we hate. It says
Oh wait,
we
no,
hate
even
gamers.
right.
No,
It looks like
on
butts.
the right. On the right.
Oh yeah,
That's butts.
that's funny. It
What
says
is that
we
about?
hate gamers, but don't check our hard drives, please. Right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of truth in this. This is rinse and repeat, right? In the 90s with Mortal Kombat, we've talked about that, right? In the mid 2000s, it was Jack Thompson and the lawyer. We need to censor these video games. Grand Theft Auto, it was so bad. And now in the 2025s, 10, 15 years later, guess what? Back again. Here we are. Get this smut off our video games. You know, it's just rinse and repeat. And guess what? After this is resolved, 10 to 15 years from now, it's going to go all over again. You know, history will repeat itself.
Yeah. People are always seeking to control other people. That's something that you need to come to terms with. And once you do, it's very liberating because you start living your life and putting your systems in place to protect yourself and your property and your family from those people. So yeah, that's what every industry has to do. Don't eliminate middlemen as much as possible.
Well, Collective Shout, after all this, as they've been the one pushing the buttons here, they have since, they can't handle the heat. They have gone private over on X, which, you know, you can see.
That's always a self-admittance of stupidity.
Right.
Of
they
guilt.
describe themselves as a grassroots campaign movement against the objectification of women and sexualization of girls in media, advertising, and pop culture. And that's the thing. They come back with the holier than thou aspect, which we've seen this in history over and over and over again. You know, this whole, listen, I know better than you. You know, and that's where we're going. And
I know what's better for you, better than you.
If you pull up my screen, Phoenix, you'll see that they're not private on Instagram, so you can still see their shit.
It's another set of people on Instagram. I feel like,
they're probably more tolerant of them and everything on Instagram.
Well,
and they probably agree.
This is a situation, like I said, regardless of the content, like as a dad, I don't agree with any of the things in that.
Yeah.
Right. But I don't think it should be censored. You know, if some dude wants to buy it and someone wants to sell it, then who is Visa to tell them they can't? You know, why would Visa be the arbiter of truth?
Yeah, it's like I'm for fitness, I'm for health. That doesn't mean I want the McDonald's to be closed. Doesn't mean I want fat people arrested.
Hey,
so it's like their principles. Principles are above your personal preferences.
Well, I mean, look, there's all sorts of shit in our foods here in America, right? And you said it yourself, right? Like, who's to say? Some group was to say McDonald's is poisoning our children. Visa, what are you going to do about this? Are you? This is not acceptable. Visa, MasterCard, PayPal. I can't. You're going to continue to profit off people selling Big Macs and fattening foods? How dare you? Doesn't make make it make sense. It doesn't.
Yeah, man.
All right, you guys have a lot to say about this. Ian came in, says asking who someone voted for to be used to be considered goosh. Yeah, like asking someone's salary. I don't know. Was it gash? What does that say? Gash? Gouchy?
Gosh.
I don't know.
Gosh, I don't know. But you just didn't do it. Yes, we should bring taboo back. You are correct, Ian. Thank you.
No, it's like from the moment a stranger makes you that question, you're weird. Get away from me.
Get the fuck out of here, psycho. Hideki says, I would love to see an animated wrestling short of Kirsche versus Mama Akko versus Lumi versus Leaflet for Side Shoulders Plus. I don't know if that's going to happen, but thank you, Hideki. Bike Short says, I'll cry for you, Craig and Blabs. I'll leave a coupon for cookies at the funeral. Graham says, Dan, I know Hulk's death is sadly a current topic, but as a fellow musician, what are your top 3 Sabbath/solo Aussie tracks? I say Fairies Wear Boots, Supernaut, and National Acrobat.
Oh man, I'm just gonna be the boring one here and just go with the classics. Crazy Train. I mean, all of the obvious ones. There's no going wrong with Black Sabbath. I've been vocal publicly before about preferring the Dio phase in terms of vocals, but Ozzy Osbourne's like heavy metal wouldn't exist without that original formation of Black Sabbath. Is if you have anything to do with heavy metal whatsoever, you owe that man something.
We have Retromeister says, let's give our collective shout to Collective Shout and say F off our wallets and cultural feminists. Thank you very much, Retromeister. TJ, or T Jazz Art and Comics says, ask us anime and manga fans, you don't hate Collective Shout enough. Mercenary came back, says all of them are negative numbers like negative 9,000. Commodore fan says I'd rather roll in glass than F these women. Jesus Christ. Processes are just about to shout there is an agenda. Sean says, what if Alt Hist just put in a new video last night about how every factor that's making life rough for all of us is a complex form of mate suppression. Interesting. Sean, email me that video. I'd love to check it out. Spider Bro says, write to your state representative about Bill S-401, Fair Access to Banking Act. Best way to fight is fight it back against them. Thank you, Spider Bro. S-401. Retromeister says, the violence entertainment in the 90s was started because parents couldn't raise their kids right, so they ran the government to parent them instead. Marius says, this is the definition of a bad faith argument. They paint all not safe for work content with the same brush as the most vile, knowing that people will not argue for the most vile. So they win the argument. Yeah, of course it's a bad faith argument. By the way, we are 3 supers away from our next Montez goal. Let's see if we can hit one more for Dan Vask before we roll out.
Hey.
Ian says, it's pronounced Gouche.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ian. Appreciate
Thanks for
that.
the explanation. Cleared that up.
Delta says, case in point, Total Biscuit. Despite him never being as big as Mr. Beast, he has a legacy in the gaming community. DSP will probably be a big impact too, just for his presence here. Thank you, Delta. Appreciate that. Dr. T.S. King says, there are bills in Congress, mentioned those, that are going through right now. American normal men, search them up and see if your congressmen/senators, see if they sponsored the bill. Do something. Yes, don't just vote with your wallet. Vote with your voice. You create the collective shout and do what needs to be done here to make your voice heard. All right, man. What a long ass show. That was fun. That was great. It was fun and sad at the same time. We only got to a couple topics today here, Dan, but we got some good ones. So glad to have you back, buddy.
Yeah, glad to be back. It was all Hulk Hogan's fault. Like we had an entire list of bunch of topics.
Good old the Hulkster, man. Well, man, oh man, we have lots going on. I want to invite you guys. I'm going to get Dan over at Side Scrollers Plus to do some reaction to wrestling. This is going to be good. Once again, we do have a video. If you guys look, a lot of you guys don't know that you can go and sign up for Side Scrollers Plus literally for free. Go to sidescrollersplus.com. You can sync your Rumble account with it. It's real simple. There you can see some of the free stuff we post over there. We post all sorts of free things. But of course, you have access to the all the premium stuff by using promo code $. I would love if 3 of you opened up a new tab today and joined us for $1. Will 3 of you do that? Join us over at Side Scrollers Plus as we continue to grow. We got some big announcements coming. We can't wait to share them with you guys. If you're on the fence, make today the day. Open up a new tab. Join us at Side Scrollers Plus. Use promo code $. To get access to all of our content over there, and including Blabs Versus from yesterday, which was quite irritating.
I thought it was fun.
I thought it was fun. All right.
Don't forget, we also have Wicked Stream tomorrow, right after the show at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, guys. She's building a Lego set. What Lego set? I have absolutely no idea, so it's a surprise.
Ooh, sounds good. Wicked Virtue, new member of Side Scrollers Plus. Love that, which is excellent. We'll put her link down in the description tomorrow, so you guys can go support her.
Did you guys see the new Lego Game Boy?
It was in the document for today, so tomorrow.
Yep. We'll get to that tomorrow for sure. If only we had an extra hour on the show. If only. With that said, guys, thanks so much for tuning in today. Appreciate it, guys. Just 3 yellow supers away from our next Montez goal, but you guys have been incredibly supportive. We greatly appreciate that today. Thank you guys very much. Have a great rest of your day. Dan, where can everybody find you?
YouTube.com/StanVask. My gaming channel is youtube.com SuperVask3D.
How's it going over there?
It's kind of quiet.
Oh, okay.
I've been streaming a lot of Red Dead Redemption, but it's been a while since I last streamed it. I was upscaling it to 4K with HDR, experimenting with streaming on YouTube with HDR, and it's such a mess, man. But it's worth it. It looks awesome.
I appreciate that your avatar here is you kind of all pixelated and stuff. Did you just put that through an
Yeah,
like an asset?
I just Google a filter like Game Boy filter or something,
Nice.
retro filter. And
Well, there's
like,
Dan's no
hey,
hit,
beating
no death
Castlevania
run.
without dying, 25 minutes.
Yeah, that's pretty damn impressive. Well, maybe one day we'll be able to talk about that, Dan. That'll be great.
Yeah,
all right, guys,
let's go.
hit the thumbs up button on your way out. Go subscribe to Dan's channels. Go find him down below. Appreciate you
Thank
guys
you.
popping in. Have a great rest of your day. We genuinely appreciate you guys. Head over to Side Scrollers Plus with all the great stuff we got going on over there. The best way to support the channel, sidescrollersplus.com. Use promo code DALLA. All right, have a great rest of your day, guys. See you later. Remember, if people are going to try to keep you down, don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Fatality.